I'm so pleased to be joined with the head coach of North Carolina State. Everybody knows my love affair with NC State, and I'm not afraid to say how much I love Kevin Keatts. I mean, that is an easy one for me, and anyone who knows me knows how much I care about hoops and about NC State having success. And certainly that goes together when you mention Kevin Keatts. And Kevin, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream.
Hey, listen, anytime I can have a tremendous person and a legend at NC State and I get a chance to talk in the morning, it's really, it's my pleasure, not yours, my pleasure.
Well, congratulations on all the success this season and what an incredible turnaround you have made with the program. And I know you got to be feeling good about where you are and what direction you're headed.
We're excited. Just a lot of times, this, in order to have a successful season, your off season has to be really good. And, we've gotten off to a pretty good off season with the transfer portal, and, the guys who are currently returning in our program have worked extremely hard. So we're happy in the direction that the program's going and excited about, just building.
It's a beautiful setting at NC State. I think the campus continues to evolve. The leadership on campus continues to evolve. And you know what? You're a big part of that ambassadorship of NC State. What's it like to have to carry that mantle? You and Dave and all the different Wes and all the different people at NC State that are so important to the university culture.
When you take a job at a great university and you talk about NC State and the ACC, there comes a certain sense of responsibility. And not only are you the basketball coach, you're out front. You're a great ambassador. You try to be for the program, and it's something that you should embrace. We got great leadership. We have tremendous programs. Our coaches are some of the best coaches in the country. And, it's an honor for me to be a part of that. And the fellowship with the other coaches and the opportunity to work at this university has really been unique for me. And so we try to represent it in the right way.
Kevin, you and I go back a few years. I mean, we've been friends for a long time. I've watched your career from so many different angles. And a lot of people don't understand. They know the landscape has changed, but they don't know how challenging this time of year is for coaches. Most people think that you're on the golf course, or you're taking a vacation, or you're in the office every day, or you're on the road recruiting. What's this time of year like, the end of April, beginning of May?
Well, it for those who don't know, it used to be that way. You used to, I would say 3 years ago, you probably could get away right as the season was over, and obviously have some time just to wind down and get your thoughts together. It's become 365 now, and when the season's over, you got to, number one, figure out who is going to be on your roster, and then obviously if there's guys leaving, you got to now go out and get into the transfer portal. So it's completely changed the game. I'm one of those coaches that support, kids being able to transfer if they want to. I think it's important that, athletes get a chance to go wherever they feel like they're happy or they're needed. But it is a challenge because it's a constant thing. Things will change. Things will change day to day and hour by hour and week by week. But I think if you're going to survive in this business, you have to be able to adapt to that. And that's one of the things we talk about, just adapting to the new situation.
I don't think people realize that you could wake up one morning and one of your guys could decide that they want to go, and you could wake up the next morning and then you get this great player out of the portal that really wants to be in a high profile spotlight program like NC State. I mean, it is that it's that changeable. I mean, like you say, day to day or hour by hour, that's no joke, right?
Oh, it's no joke, Debbie. It's no joke. It's different. It can happen. Someone, knock on wood, someone could not walk into my office right now, or I get a text message to say they're just not happy and they want to enter the transfer portal. On the flip side of it is you're going to lose some really good players out of your program. It's just going to happen. Doesn't matter who you are. But there are going to be opportunities that some other young men who are not happy or want a bigger role or a different situation it's going to come into your program. I just think we all have to embrace it. It's our new normal. And if you don't embrace it, you're going to kind of get left behind.
Because I had a chance to cover your team this year a couple of times, not enough on my schedule, but I certainly love being around you and being around the guys like Terquavion and Jarkel, just to mention two from the season. What nice young men they are. What incredible job they did on the season. And, I think giving and service are skills that we need to teach. And I definitely believe that you are doing that with your young men. Why do you think that's so important?
Well, I think we hit a home run in the transfer portal. I know that's been a theme here, but Jarkel Joyner may have been one of the best leaders and individual person that I've ever recruited. I mean, he is a unique talent, not just on the court, but as a great personality. You got Terquavion Smith, who was a young man who was vastly under recruited, and we offered him at 15 years old, and he ended up taking it, and so loyal to us because other people came in once he started becoming a really good player. But you had two unique personalities, and you add the other guys to it. Those guys were a blessing. The blessing was that both guys allowed me to really coach them. They were sponges. They were gym rats. They became the face of this program, and I thought it was great. You look at the other guys. I was back to having fun, Debbie, this
Yeah.
year, and winning is fun, as you know that. But I had I had great kids. Not to say I didn't have in the past, but this particular bunch, they were close. We developed great relationships throughout our coaching staff with the players, and we had a lot of fun. And I think it makes the job a lot easier when you're enjoying the team that you're coaching.
And then there's DJ Burns, and everyone loves DJ. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't like watching him. He is such an eye catcher. Like, you got to keep your eye on him all the time because he's so skilled, but he has this great blend of personality where you could just see that he really loves it. When you get to coach guys like that, that is fun. Tell us a little bit about DJ off the court, because I think a lot of NC State fans are getting to know him because of his social media and his outreach to fans and how just a regular kid he is. But tell us a little bit about him that you enjoy being around him.
You've been at our games, and you have seen, you've heard the starting lineups. I mean, when they get to DJ Burns, it's like 20,000 people, I really believe, are just standing up yelling DJ. He is one of the best personalities that I've ever been around. Let's talk about him on the court a little bit, kind of a throwback five, who can score with his back to the basket. He's got great touch. He's got great footwork. I think he's going to be on Dancing with the Stars one day because he moves so gracefully on his feet. But when let's take basketball away. He's a guy who his personality is so infectious. You see him on social media. He does a great job with that. He cares about everyone. He's a big teddy bear. He's one of those kids that, he's one of those folks, and I said kid, but he's a young man that you would just love to hang out with. Like if I polled anybody and said, if you could hang out with one NC State basketball player for 24 hours, who would it be? And I guarantee a lot of people will say DJ Burns. He's full of fun. He loves life. He brings joy. He allows me to coach him, but we also have a great relationship where we laugh and we joke. And I think that's important in today's time with kids, with players.
Can he beat you in ping pong? That's the big thing.
He cannot. He can do a lot of things, and probably everything else in this world that DJ's better than me in, except for ping pong. I'm really good at that.
Well, you and I have a lot in common. And one of the things that we share in common, or I think we have a lot in common, is not just our love for hoops, but we're in the all boy club. Like, I got 3 boys, you got 2, Georgette, your wife, Frank, my husband. I mean, it's unique when you got all guys, and you're around guys all the time because of the other 15 that you have that are your sons. But I have Frankie, and Frankie is a young man living with Down syndrome. And as you know, Special Olympics has been an integral part of our family. It has been a part of Team Antonelli. It is, a part of the fabric of who we are, who my young men are, Joey and Patrick. And you have had some history with Special Olympics, and you've been involved, and I know how philanthropic your heart is. Tell us a little bit about what you've done with Special Olympics.
Yeah. First of all, I want to touch on, I don't think you get, I want to talk about you and brag on you for a while. And I know you hate this part of it, but I'm going to do that. You and your husband, just what you guys have done with Special Olympics is outstanding. I mean, it's amazing. It's very emotional because your fight for Frankie and the rest of the young men and young women that you have been involved with, it goes a long ways and it means so much. And just what you're doing. I mean, you think about the money that you've raised. I think we talked about it. Close to almost $1 million, around $700,000, and you've got more states involved, 7 to 8 states doing exactly what you're doing. So I want to thank you for that. Everybody knows about you and as a player and you're doing basketball games and your love for basketball. And I think everybody has to have a passion outside of what they're known for. And I think at the end of the day, you will be known for someone who has always fought and worked for Special Olympics to make sure that it's on a bigger stage and not forgotten and the money's raised and all that other stuff. So I want to thank you for that part of it. I've had my chances to be around and do some stuff when I was at Wilmington and be around Special Olympics, and it's those athletes are so unique. They do a great job. It brings so much joy to you. And, obviously one of the things that I want to do is I know our football team does that with GG Playhouse. And, we want to really, from a basketball standpoint, head to NC State. We got to do a much better job of getting involved with that and want to get involved with that because, you have made it so clear that the importance of raising money, the importance of supporting Special Olympics is so big. And from my standpoint, I have to do, and my staff, we've got to do a better job of, putting our kids in front of those athletes to kind of blend together. And I think that will be just a great love affair. So I've done a lot of things back in the past and been involved with that. And I want to do more here at NC State because we need to.
Well, I can help you with that. I know that there are a lot of athletes in the area in North Carolina. I've made friends with some of them, and I know they're huge NC State fans. They would love to hang out with you and the guys and shoot some hoops. And it wouldn't require that much time from your guys, but it would be more rewarding and have a lot of extra length to it from a time standpoint because it has the ability to keep giving back. And that. Thank you for your kind words, Kevin. I really appreciate that. And you
Yeah,
know how
and,
I feel about you.
and Debbie, I'd love for you to let's set that up because it would be more our players' honor than anything to be able to be a part of that. And we would love to take part in something like that. And I think it would be just special. I really do.
We can definitely make that happen. And I promise you that I will do my part to coordinate with you and your staff and with Wes Moore and his staff and get both teams involved and knock it out because it would be really fun. I know there's a lot of people that would like to get involved with that. So thank you for that. Kevin, I'm so grateful for your time. You're someone that I admire so much that I waited so that we built up some credibility before I started bringing in the heavy hitters because, I wanted to have some, great story to share so that you would say, you know what, I want to get involved. And that's how we do it. We raise awareness and we get people activated because it truly is, it is unique to be around Special Olympic athletes. And I can tell you, my guy, Frankie, man, he wants to compete. He's going to make threes and he wants to win. And so do his teammates. And it's
Hey,
fun to be around.
you brought Frankie to shoot around, boy. He was the most competitive guy I've seen. I love it, and everybody knows Frankie's at Clemson and has done a great job there. And I give Frankie credit. Mama went to NC State. Frankie goes to Clemson. Well, he loves Clemson now. I'll tell you what, he was talking a little trash. He was talking a little trash to me too, and I was like, "That's my guy. That's my type of guy right there."
He
Yeah,
totally is talking trash because he's all about PJ Hall right now.
that's
But I
right.
think we could get him to like DJ Birds very quickly.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna be able to change him. PJ's an outstanding player, great young man, and listen, we need Frankie because Frankie he will fuel that energy between those two guys, and you know, what a great young man he is, and a great personality he is. And
Thank you.
it was really, really fun to be around him, because I try to, you know, say, hey man, can we get NC State tonight? He wasn't having any of that stuff.
He comes by his trash talking ability naturally, I'll have to say. But yes, you're referencing the game at the end of December when I was covering your team at Clemson, and Frankie
Yes.
was with me, and he had a great time at the game, because everywhere he goes, he thinks he's a celebrity anyway. So
Yeah.
you getting to hang out with him, he's thinking, how cool are you to get to hang
No,
with
no
me?
question.
That's
No,
totally,
hey, look, I felt that way. He made me feel that way. I was like, hey, this is Frankie. Frankie's
yeah.
basically like, dude, you're visiting my city, my school. You get to hang out with me. And I was like, that's great. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Well, I am so grateful that you took some time. I really do appreciate your servant leadership and your philanthropic heart. And I'm so grateful, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just so
And,
blessed the great Lord put our path in the same direction. And
and listen, thank you too, and keep being you. You're doing a great job. I mean, not a good job. You're doing a great job, and much respect on this end for that.
well, thank you. My one bucket list item that I know I think it'd be great for both of us, is that I'm calling your first and second round games in the NCAA tournament for CBS. That is one that I'm hoping we will get married together next year.
That's right. Hey, we're going to work, folks, to make that happen. We got to do our part, and then we're going to work to make sure you're on the call.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kevin. And thanks so much. And I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie.